Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live training number 2. I'm so excited you're here. So today we're going to be talking about why you keep looping in old patterns and how to stop. So welcome. And I do want to give a big shout out and thank you for you to show up for training number 1. That was huge. With every choices that you have, you made the choice to show up here. And that's a big deal. You chose, you showed up, and I am grateful. You showed up again today. Most people didn't. Well, we're not most people. You're not most people. You're here looking for change, looking for something different. So in today's training, I'm going to show you why you keep looping in the same patterns and how to stop. This will bring home to many of you. We all know that human beings, we repeat until one day we hit a wall. So we're going to figure out why we keep on repeating, why you keep repeating the same patterns. But it's not as simple as it looks. There's an understanding behind it that will shift everything for you. It shifts everything for my clients, and I want the same for you. But I do want to just take a minute. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking that the Facebook Live is happening, so just give me a quick second. I'm going to check on my cell phone. And also yesterday, I wasn't able to see the comments in the cell phone, but I figured that out today. Oh, there it is. We are here. Perfect. So is this you? You've done the therapy, you've attended the free webinars, you've read the books, watched the videos, you meditate, you eat right, you're a kind soul. And even if you haven't done many of these things, but you are searching, you're questioning, you're wondering what to do next. You continue to struggle, feel stuck, anxious, and lack energy to do what you want to do. If that's you, you are in the right place, and I'm so glad you're here. So it's always like a reality check or a truth check to remember your why. Why are you here? Because you do dream of a future that is bigger than your current circumstances. So our task then is to hold our future vision bigger than our challenges. Hold on to the future you, which is without the illness, the struggle. Don't forget how we normalize illness and we forget the hidden cost of staying stuck. What will you do with the time, energy, and money you save? When you believe in yourself, we talked about, are you a true believer in yourself yesterday? It's a process, but when you do believe in yourself, your goals are not just possible, they are probable. So I'm going to take you on a journey. So again, for a few seconds, let's go ahead and if you can close your eyes. Imagine one lovely morning, you wake up feeling light, clear, rested, and ready for a new day. Your body feels good, your eyes open, and the first sensation in your heart is warm and full. You feel at peace and have a gentle smile of ease. Not because everything is perfect, but you finally feel like yourself and what you are doing with your life. You're not spiraling with your head full of thoughts, but you wake up with clarity. Life is yours. Life is real. Your life has meaning and purpose. You're not just existing, you are living and thriving. You're not worried about what you should do, what you should have done, what others will think. You're not explaining to others. You're not relying on others to make your decisions. You feel clear, grounded, and can breathe easy. Your life has momentum. You're no longer stuck. Your life simply works. You have pride. You're not secretly ashamed of your past. You're no longer a victim of your circumstances. You feel whole, full, and have a quiet confidence in creating the life you desire and what you want out of life. You feel content and at peace. You feel stronger, healthier, and excited for the future. You are living, not surviving. You have become the person who can make decisions from clarity, feel confident, claim your joy. You can honor your past without being triggered. You resolve conflicts with ease. You have compassion for yourself and others. You feel connected. You naturally attract all the good into your life. You finally can live the life you once dreamed of. Take a deep breath. Gently open your eyes. And just notice with your eyes open how good that feels. So I'm here to tell you that experience is possible. And that's where we're going. So just briefly, for those of you who didn't come here yesterday, so I'll repeat some of the things. My name is Meena Puri because it's important for you to know why the heck should you be listening to me? Who am I to tell you all these things? So my name is Meena. I come from a lineage of Ayurveda doctors and healers. I have an undergrad in biochemistry. I wanted to become a doctor, but not the traditional doctor, as I found out when I was traveling the colleges. So in order to make a living, I went and became a CPA. Then I took a chance yoga class, which kind of brought me home to myself. Long story short, I taught yoga for over 20 years, specializing in yoga therapy. I had a home-based studio in Milford, Michigan. And then as I was searching for more, as I always am, Ayurveda caught up to me and found me. Then I had totally forgotten about it. This is a picture I showed yesterday. This is a picture of my home studio in Michigan, my students. So in my work in the yoga, Ayurveda, and the healing modalities, I have served thousands of people from all walks of life, from young to old, from healthy to sick, all shapes, sizes, colors, and creeds. I taught also in high school for 7 years, healthy living to high school kids, and I had a stress management program in General Motors for over 10 years. And I curated an accredited yoga program for the hospital staff. I wrote for the local newspaper for over 15 years, not knowing at that time the writer in me, and I have published 2 books. But above and beyond all of that, what makes me the right person to lead you is my lived experiences. I tell the people that I work with that I have been to hell and back many times over. So you better listen to what I have to say. I am the lab. This is the truth. And it astonishes me every time, no matter how many times the experiences happen. And I'm like, oh, wow. Then somebody shows up who needs exactly what I just experienced. So I'm the youngest of 11, come from a large family. I have seen it all. Amazing. My dad being a doctor, birth control was not a thing at that time. I left home in my early teens and lost both of my parents in my early 20s. I had my first heartbreak in university, a marriage that shouldn't have happened, but because of that, that was a catalyst that led me to my calling, to my work. I tend to dive deep because I get answers there and I need answers. And I bring my lived experiences as a guide to teach you inside the program. So today's topic is very near and dear to me because, as I mentioned yesterday, this is what shifted for me. This is where the new layer of learning came about, is when I was struggling with my teenage son, who we were very close to, but something shifted when he turned into, like, after the teenage years, young adult. The pattern that I found myself stuck in is I chased, he ran. Who can relate to that if you have children? The further he ran, more I chased because I couldn't understand. And also, being the mom of a first child, you're kind of dumbfounded. You learn by experience. So this is the pattern I was in. It was driving me crazy, not to mention all the pain that I was experiencing. So in my search, I was led to a metaphysical teacher. And boy, I had asked for it. The work was not easy, but I just wanted to stop hurting. So this was intense work for a year. And being a born teacher, I was itching to share everything I have learned to other people so they can feel the relief and the ease and heal the pain that same way I did. So I started teaching this to a handful of people and launched my first podcast called Heal Your Life in 2016. At that time, we were still not very open to healing, love, transformation. That kind of became more kind of common language during COVID and definitely after COVID. So in 2022, I published my second book, Wake Up and Heal: 6 Steps to Emotional Freedom, which details my learning and this work. So we'll be utilizing the teachings of this book inside the program. And here is the book. And this is one of the techniques, but this is such a comprehensive technique that all of my clients learn it. I use it all the time, but it's very comprehensive, and this can take you a long time there's so many aspects to that. But there are many, many other techniques and systems that I have inside the program. So here's where we're coming from. This is a recap of training number 1. So we learned that our organism is an intelligent, wise system. You feel exactly as you should. So we want to pay attention to the mindset trap and the gap that it creates in our mind and our heart. So the work is to align the head with the heart. That's the process of holistic healing. That's the work I do with you inside the program. So just to remind you why we're still hurt is because we have no internal reference. Disease is normalized. So in the context of mental health, feeling anxious, overwhelmed, isn't everybody feeling that these days? But that doesn't mean it's a normal way of living. It's a good way of living. So we normalize it. And living and swimming in the information, we can find all kinds of information. Heck, now the AI can be your therapist. So just beware. We can take bits and pieces of information, trying to scotch tape it together. But remember, healing is about transformation. It's not about gathering information. It may be good for inspiration, but that's about it. We have no process for deep healing. We have no witness. We are isolated. We can't heal by reading a book. So I address all of these inside the program. So the program that I keep talking about is based on this holistic healing methodology. I don't like to call it a system because a system implies that there is this linear system like we follow when we are trying to do some external task. Our inner world does not respond to linear systems. So I wanted to give it some name, so I call it methodology. There's a method to my madness. So what that means is there's a lot of thought and experience based and woven into how I created the program. So I also interviewed over 150 people last year to understand their blocks and needs and really honing in on what is it that's totally needed and how can I present it or offer it in a really comprehensive way that makes sense. If you're on a spiritual path, as like I am, I know that as a spiritual teacher, one never arrives. We're continuing to learn and grow because what we know is only a fraction of what we don't know. And all of this work I dived deeper, even deeper into than before, after I was financially frauded. So here's another story that's going to help you in today's training. So here's my victim energy story. Here's the truth. How long have I been doing this work, right? Like, seriously? Like I said, we never arrive. None of us are immune to life. Life will have you. Life will do you as it needs to do you, okay? So here's what happened about when I moved here from Michigan to Toronto. Within the year and a half, I was talking to a gentleman. He's a businessman. I know him in the Ayurveda community. I was victimized by him. Anyways, to make a really quick story, there was an investment in a business, an Ayurveda business in a foreign country, which I would be running and heading. And I was so excited because this work is close to my heart. I could design the programs and the education and. So he probably saw that and he saw a lot of intelligence, he saw a lot of energy, and I depleted all of my reserves, put all the money in, did all the work in. A year and a half into the business, my eyes opened on a full moon, not less. I was leading to some realization that there's something up in this, and there's something wrong that's happening because he wasn't answering my questions. I realized that I have been had. He pretty much used me for my money, for my brain, for my energy. I did everything. He funneled all the money out of the company. I stopped the work with him, I decided. And that, like, I was done. There was no way I was going to work with a liar. But here's my teaching to you. When there's a pattern, nothing just happens once. Patterns repeat until we hit the wall, right? So I had been victimized before. Only I thought I was done with it. I wasn't. This story is an example of that, is an evidence of that. So after that happened, I shifted my focus on what is in me that attracted this energy to me. Because the outer is a mirror of the inner that you yet don't know. So I shifted my focus from how did I create this experience for myself and who I was becoming from it. My confidence during this time skyrocketed because in communicating with him, I told him exactly what I know, exactly as is. He had a law firm trying to intimidate me. I wrote them back a 10-page letter. After that, they dropped him because they realized that he was not telling the truth. But then here's what happened. And I didn't realize the connection of my choice to what had happened until last night when I was cleaning out this, creating this, and finalizing this training for you. A friend led me to a lawyer who did not charge me. He said, "You've already done all the work and all the letters. You don't really need me. What I can do is put everything on my letterhead." And he did a few times. Anyways, you know, when somebody takes your money, it's very, very difficult for you to get them to write you a check back. So the person who did this never responded. And he told me, you may as well just cut your losses because it'll take you years if you go to court and extra money, and he still may never pay you. So I decided, oh, well, use it in good health. I'll make much more. But it didn't end there. So when I let go on late one night, I have no idea why, I picked up my cell phone and my attention went to this kind of a friend, a person I knew in university, who somebody told me she has become an author and become a lawyer that's very well known, and she's heading this law unit in the university. So I knew her name, and I have no idea why my attention went to her, but now I know. I Googled her name. When I Googled her name, I realized that she had founded what's called an investor protection clinic. I never even heard of such a thing. So I read about it, and randomly I'm like, okay, there was an email. I emailed them about my situation. Next thing I know, I got a call from them and they took my case free of charge. So do you see what happens? When I realized yesterday that it's my choice, shifting my focus, that actually led me to this lawyer and the clinic. And it's during that time that a business coaching program showed up, very expensive program. Like I needed it like a hole in my head. But I signed up. I had no money to do it. But somehow I signed up and the money kept showing up every month. So when I talk about making a choice, what happens is your awareness, it leads you to the next step you need. You may not know that. Your task is to trust your knowing and follow the energy. It's much easier than to continuously fight with your ego. Ego will talk you out of it. Be discerning, be smart about when you're paying attention to what's rising in your head, as opposed to what's rising as a knowing in your heart. The truth is, life has its own rhythms and flow. We got to connect the dots. We have to allow. As I was writing this, another alignment happened. So like I mentioned in the first training, that we can choose our focus. Who are you becoming? Not where have you been? What's possible? Not what you have done and not worked. You are whole, not broken. You live, not survive. Survival results in fight or flight and makes you become reactive. So once you choose who you are, you kind of rewire your identity. You back it up with the deeper work. You don't just give it lip service. So my question to you is this: are you here for the deeper work? Is life precious enough for you that you will dive fully in it to become the person, the potential, the possible human that you can be? So as I was writing this, I got this, again, like a testimonial or a comment Ritu wrote inside the Facebook group. I talked about Ritu. She's one of my clients. She has worked with me prior to coming into the holistic healing program for a year, but she is growing in leaps and bounds. So here's what she shared. You can read the whole thing inside the group. But anyway, she had some travel conflict. They were charging her for a bag that was supposed to be free. So here's her reaction to that. Initial was, she said, my heart was racing, my temper flaring. And I was feeling completely out of control. Then she sat down, touched her heart. An inner voice emerged, she said, she wrote, I can choose. I can choose. Boom. The light bulb went off. I was in command, not the airline. So in that moment, I consciously freed myself from the frustration, anger, and desperation. I chose balance, peace, and love. My nervous system settled, the fight or flight vanished, and I was breathing easy, smiling again. When she chose, she experienced that the universe responded with the true magic. The Uber guy showed up at her doorstep. She didn't have to drag the luggage to the gate. Somehow the gate was open. She realized it was the divine reflecting back, the ease reflecting back. Notice the word she's using, the ease, freedom, and happiness I had just chosen. 3 months into a holistic healing immersion with Meena Puri, this healing has been profound. My gaze is softer. My heart overflows with love. Yes, and even for the customer service guy that I spoke with. So wouldn't it be something if all of us can experience this personal agency over oneself and the ability to do life from a place of clarity, confidence, and ease? This is available for all of us. This is available for you inside my program. So we're talking about patterns. So let's understand the patterns are cycles and what is happening behind the scenes, behind the patterns. So there's a cycle of thoughts and emotions. Mental is a misnomer, like I mentioned yesterday. It suggests that it's just about controlling the mind, and if you can't, you're a failure. Mind is the energy. In brackets, I wrote intelligence, because this energy is not void. This energy has intelligence and information. It's the intelligence and information. It's the energy of the body, the non-physical of the physical. Mind is everywhere. What I'm meaning to say is energy is everywhere. The brain cognizes this intelligence, thoughts arise. We call it ego mind. When we believe our thoughts, the body feels. We react to feelings, creating more of the same thoughts. So this cycle of ego, mind, and heart, the cycle of thoughts and emotions, we keep being stuck in the same old, it continues until we disrupt. We get mentally and emotionally addicted. I have clients who I work with, they'll tell me, I'm scared to be joyful. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. They're in constant state of alarm. They can't let go and relax. So as I was doing this, what the image that came to my mind is a car that is stuck inside a muddy hole. Have you ever seen that or had that happen? If you keep pushing your pedal, the gas pedal, harder, you're actually digging yourself deeper in the hole. What needs to happen is you need to get that wheel out of the hole. Hopefully, if you're lucky, someone will come by and lift and push it off of the hole. And, then you start to drive and the car is working. This is what happens. We get stuck inside our own muddy holes. And we keep going in it. The more we talk about it, about the same thing, same thing, same thing. We keep giving it more energy. We keep digging ourselves deeper and deeper and deeper. We actually create that really deep grooves inside our nervous system. And now we don't know how the heck to get out until you make a different choice. Choice disrupts the pattern. My choice to stop the work with this person disrupted his frauding. No more. My choice to let go, cut my losses. This clinic showed up out of nowhere. But how does it disrupt the pattern? This is how. So what is energy? Our experiences, any experiences we've had, past, present, they are, and our thoughts and our emotions are energy. Because if I tell you, please show me your thoughts and emotions, you can't show them to me, but you feel them, you know them. So energy has patterns and counterparts. What I mean by counterparts is a perpetrator cannot exist without a victim. That's the counterpart. As long as there are victim energy in the world, there would be perpetrator energy in the world. So my work was to heal this victim energy that I had been carrying, that I thought I had healed, but it was so subtle, so stuck in, it grabbed me when I wasn't looking. By the way, all of us have gotten a dollop of these dark, sticky energies, victim energy, pain energy, fear energies, kind of the same family. So for example, if we have a pattern of worry, you know somebody who worries all the time. If you are that person, you worry about your family, you worry about your health, the world, the work, the worry pattern is everywhere. Because how you are in one thing is how you are in everything. So the other patterns of suffering is, these are the feelings that you might be experiencing it across many, many areas of your life. Feeling isolated, feeling excluded, abandoned, feeling betrayed, victimized, jealousy, feeling less than, disappointed, resentment, shame, blame, and guilt, worthlessness, feeling invisible, insecure. I mean, we can fill in this list with all kinds of experiences that cause us pain. So I want to repeat this. This bears repeating that the energy has information and intelligence. The intelligence of the body is not just biochemical, it is energetic. The medical world looks at the biochemical. The holistic healing looks at the biochemical plus the energetic. It's the whole picture. So let's understand something about energy. Energy can't be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed. The way to heal my victim energy was not to destroy the victim in me, but rather to love the victim in me. That's a process. That's what I teach you. Our energy doesn't die when we die and is not born when we are born. It's a continuum. So we bring energies from past lives. There's another name for it is karma. But the whole point of karma is to pay attention so you can transform it into your mission and not your bad luck. Okay? Energy is contagious. We catch on each other's energies. That's why it's important to protect your energy. Energy is circular, it's not linear. It seeks its counterpart and continues to cycle through generations. It's timeless. Time past doesn't change the energy if it's not freed. It'll be there after decades, after centuries. Like when we go to some old historic places, you can sense the energy there. Energy seeks to express. That's how it frees, till. So if there's a victim energy, somebody, a perpetrator comes and you get victimized. So the victim energy is saying, oh, good, I found my counterpart. Have fun. But you have to think about it's like, oh my God, I'm in this victim energy. How do I free it so I don't get hooked on to a perpetrator? Rather, I get hooked on to something larger, something bigger. So that's why how we transform that victim energy into its highest expression, which is love. And I'm going to teach you that in a moment. When you resist energy, you amplify it. So an example is I put red truck. If you go out of the house and I tell you, don't think about the red truck, guess what you're going to do? You're going to think about the red truck, and you're actually going to see all the red trucks on the road. You're going to miss everything else because you're resisting. Don't think about it. You're resisting the red truck. This is what we do in our life. Or don't think about it. Don't worry about it. If it's negative, it's painful, just don't think about it. Watch TV instead. Have a glass of wine. Go have a cookie or some chocolate. Go do some shopping. Just forget about it. I mean, these things are not bad if you're doing them temporarily, but we can't think of them as a solution to our challenges. Disease is 100% energy. Our energy gets sick before our body does. That's why the Band-Aid approach does not heal. It can help you manage your symptoms. But until we don't heal the root is the energy. We can't heal the whole without healing the root. So here are the 6 easy steps process for you to know your patterns. Begin as you are. Even now, you can begin to pay a little attention. Look across all areas of your life: work, health, relationships, finances, leisure, fun, travel. How do you feel from 1 to 10 in each area? List 1 struggle in each area. By the way, you're free to take screenshots. Is it the same struggle across all areas? Remember I talked about worrying? You just a worry war. You just worry in every areas of your life. Or you just feel you're abandoned, everybody abandons you, family abandons you, friends abandon you, you're never included, you feel like the odd man out. The question to ask is, why are you attracting the same experience in all areas of your life? You being the common denominator, that's the pattern that you are repeating everywhere. This is the work we'll do together inside. Why we don't heal? Because behind the mental emotional experiences are complex energetic structures that need to be disrupted. To disrupt the pattern is to free the energy they hold. We don't have a process to heal the energy. It must be somatic, as I've detailed in my book. It's an experience, not a thought, not an intellect. And that's the deep work of holistic healing program. So how do we free the energy? You're going to love this. If you remember nothing out of this training, I bet you're going to remember this. So before I give you this juicy little line, I want to tell you a story. So I'm working with a client, lots of, trauma, pain is complex. So in one session, actually, last week, there were just so much in there. And I said, this will take some time. We will unpack as we go on. But I wanted to give her something, a relief from all of it before we have energy to go into the detailed processes. This is what I said to her. I said, your homework for this week is to love the shit out of your shit. I said, just love the shit out of your shit. Even if you don't know how to love, you love it your way. So when I had my session with her this week, It worked. She said, I did love the shit out of my shit. I rested more. I stayed inside. I did very little. I took care of myself. And she felt so much better. So she could think straight to do the deeper work. So don't forget this. This is what it means when we talk about love your pain, love your fears, okay? So remember, energy has vibration and frequency. Frequency has a range from low to high. It's not a judgment on low person, high person, it's just the energy. All energies seek to be freed in their highest expression. Love is the highest vibration. That's why when you love your fear now knows love. It knows its highest vibration. The fear is gone. All energies get freed in love. Freeing the energies. Please understand the distinction. It's not freedom from the energies. What we have been doing is seeking freedom from pain. So we don't want to think about pain. We actually make it bigger. We want to be free from fear. So we pretend we are not fearful. We only get more fearful. We just push it deeper down. Now it turns into anxiety, panic attacks, and nightmares. We want to free the energy. We want to love the energy, not push it away and pretend you didn't see it. So we're freeing the energies, not freedom from the energies. So here it is, highlighted for you. Love the shit out of your shit. How's that for this training? Okay. So like I talked about, the methodology that I've been diving deep in to design a system. I don't like to call it a system, like I said, it's more a methodology. The foundational understanding about healing has to be there. It's an individual and an organic process. That's why they're individual sessions. You can't heal in isolation because the witness value is huge. Healing cannot be just in your head. It has to be in the heart. It has to be a lived experience. It has to be an experience in the body. Healing happens at the level of the causes. That's why we heal the root to heal the whole. Here are 6 components of my holistic healing methodology, and I refined it a little bit from yesterday's training. So the individual sessions, somatic healing sessions. There's a container of community. We have a Facebook group where you can ask questions and whatnot. Cutting edge teachings, and I'll tell you in a moment more on what I mean by that, because I'm always growing and learning. Supportive lifestyle, like I mentioned yesterday, you can't be rolling in the mud. What I mean by that is you got to take care of the body, you got to take care of your nutrition, you got to take care of your lifestyle. So it provides a healthy container for you to go dive deeper in. And why the heck do we want to heal, right? It's got to have practical application. Just like you heard in Ritu's story, what was the practical application? Look how she shifted her focus and how her experience changed what could have been a total nightmare for the whole time. Here's the preface. Here's so you understand how I roll. What I need to dive in, it shows up. So right now I am really playing with, and I've been doing this for a while, but I'm just being a little bit more present with it, the quantum field deep dive. Inside the holistic healing program, there's a bonus course. It's called The Healer Within, and I have a whole quantum healing section in there. But I'm just being more deliberate to even facilitate this deeper healing with this component with the clients. Like I said before, I've gone to many dark nights of the soul with the reckless abandon. You know, God has created me perfectly for this work. I dig deep, I question till I get clarity and heal. So healing is not about how quickly you can, but it's how deep. It's a process. Look at what just happened to me last year. I was still healing my victim energy. Then I rise like the phoenix, and I'll guide you to do the same. My lived experiences, my innate nature, it makes me an incredible leader to lead you in this work. So you might say, but I've spent money here and there. What if I choose the wrong thing again? So I want to help you think clearly. Wrong according to who? The past version of you that was stuck, or the future you who can choose? Is anything really a mistake? Was my investment a mistake? Look how I'm using the story to teach you. What is your definition of mistake? Everything you have chosen before has gotten you here. There are no mistakes, only experiences. So I want you to look at everything you have chosen as a gift, because it is. When you say yes, doors open that you didn't even know existed. You heard my story. The question really is, are you willing to be new, or are you going to do the same old? I don't know what my problem is, you might say. Well, of course you don't, because we haven't gotten together. We haven't sat together and gotten clarity, but you will inside the program. So I want you to stay tuned for the final training tomorrow before the doors to the program open. I'll be sharing with you the details after tomorrow's training so you can see what the fuss is all about. So tomorrow's training, we're going into the deepest part of this training, which is how to heal somatically, how to integrate everything. Something I can't stop talking about. We're going to be learning 3 things: how your body is stuck in the past, so it keeps inviting the same cycle; how to heal the past from the body; how to transform your pain into love. I'm going to walk you through an embodied process so you can stop overthinking, hiding, or doubting every single move and finally heal so you can get on with your life. But I would love to ask you again, if you would, please tell me what landed for you in this training, and drop a comment on this video with your biggest takeaway. Feel free to DM me, tag me, share with others. So I will be opening a draw for a private session for all the people who comment. I am grateful. I will see you in the final training. So let me go ahead and stop the share. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm going to figure out if there are any comments. I have to go to my, okay, I'm not able to somehow open. Oh, there it is. Perfect. To see if there are any comments that I can see. Oh, here it is. It's weird to look at myself in the Facebook. 1 second. There's always a delay. The face looks so like goofy. So I don't see any comments. We can't hear one another. I can't hear you. So here's what, please let me know if you were here. You can post it after the video is done. In the comments, tell me your takeaway, tell me what you're thinking, feeling, ask a question, because I'm going to come back and respond to all of those comments. All right. Thank you so much. And I so look forward to seeing you tomorrow at noon in our final training. Take care.